Now that we have reached the final chapter, it's about time I set the record straight. My name is Van Zeeks. I know I've waited a long time to tell you that, but I consider us friends now, so I expect you to get it right from now on. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. Thank you for your efforts today. Yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? By the way, it's not happening. I'm gonna keep calling you Van Zykes to the bitter end. Ooh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Story-Driven Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are hopping into the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, and it looks like we are starting the final chapter, the big finale, which I did not see coming from a mile away. I thought we had a lot more. I assume this will be like a big trial, but I'm also assuming it is just going to be one trial. Like, I don't think we have any more investigations coming up. I think it's just this, but it's probably going to be like the biggest trial yet. I mean, I assumed we'd have another trial, but I thought it would be part of Chapter 4. And then, like most games, I thought we'd just have a, you know, a whole nother case. A giant case still to come. But no, it looks like this potentially is it. So obviously this trial has to do with the last case from the previous trial. That case isn't over yet. But they've dropped a lot of bombshells on us in the last episode. We found out that Mikotoba is Sherlock Holmes' true partner. It's not Wilson. It was Mikotoba the whole time. We also found out that he may have had another child when he went away in England, and that would be Iris. So not Wilson like we thought this whole time. That was a misunderstanding because of an autopsy report that Iris found when she was younger. I'm used to the trials being where like they drop like the big reveals and the big bombshells, but we got a lot of that in the last investigation. And as far as I know, this is the last game in this Great Ace Attorney series. I don't know if there's more coming. I definitely don't think there's been any announced, but so I don't know if there's going to be any kind of cliffhangers or if this is it. So they have a lot of stuff to still answer. Obviously, they need to wrap up this case, but I feel like there's so many other lingering questions that have been presented to us, you know, over the course of this series, so I'm curious to see how they'll wrap it all up. One more thing before I jump in. Let's see, where is it? If I go to special contents, after we beat the game, that's not gonna completely be the end, because we got these things, the escapades, which I've been saving until the very end. I don't even want to look at the pictures or the descriptions, but basically they're like little episodes. I think Spirit of Justice had them or something like them, and they're like little shorts, like short episodes. I think at least in Spirit of Justice, they all took place in like the courtroom, and they were just silly little shorts, like, you know, just for fun. They brought in characters and they were wacky. They had no bearing on the story at all. At least those did, and I don't know about these. But yeah, they're just silly little fun things. I thought I could do some, I guess, bonus episodes. Maybe, depending how long they are, I can maybe knock them out in one video, maybe two. It looks like there's 8 of them. I might be able to do that in one episode, but like I said, it depends how long they are. I can maybe do half of them in one, half in the other. We'll see. But I definitely want to do them. It'll just be fun, you know? Something to still look forward to once the story is done, because especially now that we're hitting the final trial, it's hitting me that we're almost done with the series, and I just want to take a moment. Obviously, I'll reiterate this stuff at the very end once we, you know, reach the last episode. But I just want to thank you for watching. It's been a wild ride. 2 games. I've only done the Great Ace Attorney games on the channel, but I've played all of them. Like, I've played all the mainline games. I played even the Miles Edgeworth investigation games, even the one that didn't actually officially get released in North America. You know, they had the fan translation. I played that. I even played the Professor Layton and Ace Attorney crossover. I'm a big fan of this series. And those of you that are watching, it means the world to me. And I hope you stick around for more exciting stuff coming up. But before that, let's finish this game, shall we? So let's hop in. Here it is, final chapter. The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Love it. Here we are, just right into the trial. 3rd of November, 9:14 a.m., or AM, as I like to call it. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. I know this will be multiple parts, but I wonder if it'll be more than 2. I could see it being like no less than 3. That's my guess. I would say 3 parts sounds about right. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. It's the final chapter after all. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Miss Suzuto. Oh, the music's picking up. It's getting real. Oh, why do you look so sad? Miss Suzuto? Shit. Ah! Ah! No! Et2, Suzuto? Oh no! What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Okay, someone was deep in thought. The bailiff or whatever just over there, like, not giving a crap. Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but now you can forget it. I'm so sorry, of course. I know it can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down. Can you pick me up, please? Yeah, would you mind helping me to my feet then? That's a good place to start. Oh dear, I'm really very sorry. It's okay, Suzuto. All is forgiven. Suzuto-san isn't her usual self at all. She must realize the end of the series is coming too. That's hardly surprising, I suppose. She just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention... Good morning, sir. Is it Van Zykes? My defendant? There he is. I'm gonna get you off the hook, I hope. Lord Van Zykes. Now that we have reached the final chapter, it's about time I set the record straight. My name is Van Zykes. I know I've waited a long time to tell you that, but I consider us friends now, so I expect you to get it right from now on. Thank you, Lord Van Zykes. Thank you for your efforts today. Yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? By the way, it's not happening. I'm gonna keep calling you Van Zykes to the bitter end. What? Oh, no, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Because he's not the Reaper. And we are going to prove it. Lord Van Zykes isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo. I said that in my head, didn't I? Can you read my mind? Good point. I think I said that in my head. I doubt I said it in front of him. The Reaper. I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Yeah, kind of your fault for... I get where he was coming from, that like it kept the criminals at bay because they thought that the Reaper would come after them. But that's what happens, huh? It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this. But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zykes. Not fully, anyway. It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? Yep, that's the whole reason. To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. Oh. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. Oh, dang. Oh, was the way, like, keep your brother alive? That having been slain by the evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod, to wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. I could see that being part of it. Like, maybe Van Zykes even just liked the idea of like his brother is out there, finishing what he couldn't, type of thing. When I lost him, I felt as though I lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. Okay, so that confirmation that is Clint? And so, not Van Zykes? In some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Yeah. Even if I knew it was just an illusion. Just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. He was obviously extremely important to you, Lord Clint Van Zykes. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. This is it, Van Zykes. I never thought I'd say this. But I love you. I mean, what? But I can see it in your eyes. That burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. That's me. You can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Aw, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Come a long way. Come a long way. You can join the long line of awesome prosecutors that have been in these games. Now tell me. Why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Hey, look who it is. Oh, Iris. When did you get here? What kind of mood is she gonna be in? Oh! Beast dropped a bombshell on her. Wait, actually, now that I'm trying to think. Was Iris with us? No, she wasn't, right? Iris wasn't with us at the time when, I'm trying to remember. When Mikitova said, that, you know, he was Iris's father. He didn't technically confirm it, but it seems like that's the case. She seemed in a trip for spirits. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He said to help him clear his head. Oh, why thank you. I thank you. It might not be the blood of my enemies, but I will gladly take it. Oh, hee hee. She's blushing. That's really the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris. Oh. Sort of subdued, I suppose. I am not. Okay, you're not. What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Scythe's laboratory. Alright then, good luck to you both. I have to make a move now? Oh, you're not staying. It's the final trial. Everybody has to be involved. I thought you'd want to watch today's proceedings. Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? For what? For a party? Are we having a party? Oh yes, would you take this? Oh, that's from a backpack, right? Isn't that one of the little felt dolls that usually dangles from your knapsack? Are you gonna put it in my court record? Yes, it's a Lucky Charm. A little Hurley that I made once. Hurley? Looks more like a Harley to me. Bruno, you're so punny. If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. What? Is this gonna be like some clutch thing? That's right. It's really bring good luck. I think you might need it. Oh gosh, it is important. A little doll of Mr. Sholmes in hair form. I've been told to tug its ears if I run out of options in the trial today. So you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be probably the last part of the trial. We're gonna be like, you know, we're gonna be at our wits' end. We're about to lose, and somehow this is gonna save us. You think we'll need his luck? Hey, it works for Kameda. Okay, let's see. That's the wrong button. That's the right button. Okay. Let's take a look at this hair brain. You're not the only one who's punny, Ryunosuke. Okay. So obviously the ears. I'm assuming it won't let us do it now, otherwise it'll spoil what this thing actually does. I'm trying to get it upright. There we go. What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. You suppose this is how Iris sees him? Sure. And she's the tortoise. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears. Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now? I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience. I don't wanna... but I wanna know! Okay, yeah, that's obviously gonna come into play. It won't even let us do it now. Not that I thought it would. Okay. I can't imagine... I'm trying to think. I can't imagine what this thing will do. Does it say something? Maybe there's some piece of evidence that was recorded on it? I don't know. Okay, back to the game. I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal. What do you mean? Yes, it would seem. Do we have a jury now? that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? Kazuma? I'm scared. What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. So we don't know his whereabouts. Oh, I see. Is Professor Mikotoba out all night too, do you think? Oh, that's right, they went out together. Miss Suzuto? Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. Yeah, they left on some case, but they didn't tell us what. I'm assuming it maybe had to do with this case. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all. They? Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean. Judge Jigoku too? What was it that happened that I theorized he might be dead or something? No, I don't remember. That's right, nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Here we go. Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie. Yes. Thanks, Iris. And you, Mr. Reaper? Hope all goes well. Thank you, little lady. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing. Oh, I'm so glad. Ah, the best buds. But step back, Iris. He's my best bud. We must go inside now, Lord Van Zykes. Okay, I'll take that as a good golly gosh, I'm ready for this trial. Lord Van Zykes has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today, I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asagi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Who hopefully doesn't betray me in any way. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. Yeah, way to sell it, Ryunosuke. Get me pumped! 3rd of November, 9:30 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Here we are. No jury, just us. And I guess the judge. Wait, was the judge even there? It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. The cold stairs piercing me like knives from all sides. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, look! Oh, dang! Okay. Man, they're replacing everybody, aren't they? But Lord Strongheart! Cosmo must have known beforehand. I was gonna get real.
The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system.
You look too big for that chair. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak.
Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all over the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial.
Oh gosh.
And one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority.
Okay, this isn't... Oh, Jesus.
I am all 5 jurors in one.
The 6 jurors' flames just...
As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process.
In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Man, he's running the show.
On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zykes. You are a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact.
Rubbing in his face, why don't you? So this is very interesting to me. I already was kind of suspicious of Strongheart. I don't exactly know why. Like, it's one of those things where he just exudes power, and those type of people either can't be trusted in an Ace Attorney game. Like, I don't know exactly what I don't trust him of, but especially the fact that he is front and center in this trial makes me think he himself is going to be a big part of it. I mean, obviously, but I mean in the sense that maybe he'll be involved in the actual incidents that are taking place. Oh, that was loud.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
You have to keep standing up.
That's how I exude my power for the trial of Vadok von Zykes, who officially stands accused of murder.
I got nothing to say.
Counsels for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed?
The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution.
Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard.
Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. So I think the stuff we learned about Gregson being involved as in the Reaper stuff, that was something we learned in the investigation, right? We didn't get there in the trial yet.
And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice,
Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself on the Capitol in order to establish criminal alibis for Gregson. What a reveal. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact he wasn't.
At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories at the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation.
Yes,
because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape.
Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League.
Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death.
Yeah.
The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed one day earlier. This was based largely on discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound.
Yeah, kind of a theory, but I think it holds some water, some weight. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord.
Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asagi.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She scared the hell out of me, but she confirmed that the defendant's suggestion could not be ruled out. Yay! Way to go, Guerry. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details.
But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday that the time of death was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November.
There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. Yeah, I think it had something to do with... because he had, like, the fish on him, right? Now, I don't know if they were implying that it was his fish and chips, or somebody actually planted fish on him. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
That answers the question.
Why?
There were no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse.
Shut up. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it will give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
It would, yes. Especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. I'm sure he was. But by who?
Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Scotland Yard put enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. What did he find? I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Gory? Is it Maria Gory? No, it's Gina. Hey. Oh, that's right. I guess, usually they call Professor Gregson. He's, like, usually one of the first witnesses in a lot of these cases, you know, since he investigated the scene to go over his findings. But now we got Gina. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard. Did I say that right? A self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina, again? What do you mean by that, Odo? What's your problem, Odo? You jerk? What's with that Gina again, look, eh? Ah, my bad. Won't happen again. The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone that's ever did. Oh? Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me out the back slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Good guy, good guy. Told me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here, speaking for him. Can't argue with that. Oh, Gina. Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes, no. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face. What Strongheart knew? He knew a lot of things. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir. The victim's movements. All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. Really? According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. Interesting. Smuggled goods? I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in that book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicine, goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That will explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. Aha, okay. And do you know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about this. Yeah, I was gonna say. This is news to us. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Baddock von Zykes, was present. That would be very significant testimony then. Oh my, but... Lord von Zykes has made no mention of this, at all. What are you hiding from us, Zykesy? Zykesy Poo? In short, Lord von Zykes had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Will do, my Lord Strongheart. The victim's movements. Okay, so the Yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. Okay, I definitely want to pressure on this. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods deal that day. Big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. There's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. Okay, let's start with this one.
Hold it!
Hold it. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things? What of it? Yup, it's part of the independent Lestrade investigation. I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Of course, if anyone at the Yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out into the street. This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. Like a crime. The prosecution understands that it was the very detective who discovered the notebook. That's me! You got that right! Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and a trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby! Where is he? Where's the little guy? We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom. That's impressive. Good work. So then I went to hide myself when no one could find me so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street. What are we gonna do with you, Gina? I've given it in now though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never ever been found. So I guess in a way you did a good job. Let's definitely ask about the smuggling that was going on. Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place? Yup, it was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. You have the book there, don't you? As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember. I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? I think it's kind of important. It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. What I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. I've learned a lot. Can I show you what I can do? Go on, what's the harm? I'm a good reader now. The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Why not insist? I don't see the harm in it. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. What say you, Kazuma? No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Yeah, that's my boy. Maybe the judge didn't object because he thought Kazuma would? Kazuma? There's no question the Inspector Gregson was looking into the black market dealings, however. It's not yet been established that he was on that particular trial on the day in question, or trail. If the defense required to know the club's name, the prosecutor has no intention of being obstructive. Let's hear it. I don't know, Strongheart doesn't look like he wants that information out. Right then, I get to show off my reading skills. Yeah, I'm proud of you, Gina. Let's see. Apparently, the smuggled goods deal was gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse. The Grouse? The Goose? Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. So that's all I've got to work with. Oh my gosh! You know what I was doing? I don't know why. I didn't realize we were back in the whatchamacallit? I didn't realize we were back in the testimony. I thought the green writing was her reading what was in the. I mean, I guess it was. She did say it was, but okay, never mind. I guess it added that as part of the testimony. Dina's not holding back with the ice cold stare at us, is she? I really don't know what to make of all this. Lord Van Zyke told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. You don't think Lord Van Zyke could have been lying to us, do you? He could have very well been. That's not the only way to explain this. Oh? If everything Lord Van Zyke told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere. You mean, there are details we've yet to uncover? Exactly. A clue perhaps that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here. Okay. So, let me go back to the part where she was... A gentleman's club called the Grouse. Now we know... She put the Grouse in quotes. I wonder if there's something that shows that it wasn't the Grouse. Maybe something that sounds like the Grouse. I don't know where we would find that information though. I don't know. Maybe we should just press her on this.
Hold it!
The Grouse? What sort of a club is that? It's a gay club. I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kind of curious. Let's go together. They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Ah, have you looked in the mirror recently? I tell you what, me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover. Could you though? How old are you again? I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon. Says the even lower ranking detective. What are you trying to say, Odo? Okay, so I didn't get any new information from that.
Hold it!
Let me try pressing her on this. Lord Van Zyx was at the club? He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make the inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room and questioned as a guest. Looks like there's no disputing that he was there then. Well, shit. But we know that Lord Van Zyx was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? True. Perhaps he'd already discovered the Inspector's secret notebook. Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably then, there were also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there. Yeah, he's being tight-lipped? None have been identified at this time, no. Interesting. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club. Oi! Why aren't you acting Inspector Lestrade here, eh? That's me! So a clue that even Gina isn't aware of or hasn't noticed yet. I'm not sure, so we're gonna press the rest of the things. And then I'll figure this out. So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? No, not me. I'm above all that, see? I'm above the law. Oh. The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing. Sounds important. So, errands more than orders, then? This detective is still an apprentice, after all. Fair enough. Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first. What did you find? You found this, I know. Okay, the grouse. I think this one I didn't do yet. Then we will figure it out. So how did Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case? That's the question, ain't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so... And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings? Yeah, that's what I was asking myself. Because, you know, I'm just an apprentice and all that. When it suits you, yes. Anyway, the point is, something went on at that club, no question. You can't say that for certain, though, surely. Okay. So let us think. Obviously, this is the new info we uncovered. The gentleman's called the Grouse. My suspicion is that maybe it's not really called the Grouse, it's something else and she's just reading it wrong. So maybe I should look at all our written stuff. Oh, this is like a check or something, right? Wait, did I never investigate this trunk? I don't think I did. Oh, dang, okay. See if this is important. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's going right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged, whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. I wonder how it happened. Can't open it yet, right? Let's have a look inside. Or can we? Oh, there's like a ton of important stuff in here. I can't believe I didn't do this. Look! There's something inside. Oh, let's see. It appears to be a passport, authorizing him to travel overseas. Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then? Past the date of departure might tell us something. That was... Oh! What is it? It was for travel on the 31st of October, just one day before the incident. What? Really? Passport document that was in Inspector Gregson's possession. It was issued for travel to France the day before his body was discovered. Oh, the day before his body was discovered. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Did I just find what we need? Okay, that's the passport we just found. Spies Gregson. Within 1 week from 31st October. Destination port of Dunkirk, France. Police business. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. I'm trying to get information, so... If he was supposed to do this, you know, he was supposed to meet at a gentleman's club called the Grouse. So he was supposed to go there, but we have a passport that shows that he was supposed to go to France. I'm gonna try the passport. Just because he was supposed to be in France the day before his body was found, so he couldn't have been doing this thing. You know, doing this meeting if it was before he was killed.
Objection.
No, the witness's last statement exhibits a fundamental inconsistency.
Not one that any British court would recognize, counsel.
What?
Remember, this is a closed court. Whatever fate befalls you in here, no one outside will ever know.
Should I be wondering if I'll make it out of this courtroom alive? Okay. Thought I was on to something. I don't know. I have no idea if I was on the right track or not, so because I'm thinking... If I was on the right track, it'd be the trunk itself, because it would imply that he's, you know, that he was packing to leave. That's kind of what I was trying to do with the passport, to show that... Well, actually, it does say it was issued for travel to France the day before his body was discovered. It doesn't necessarily say that he was leaving for France the day before his body was discovered. But the packed trunk might show that. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna try it.
Objection.
Nope.
And as the judge, I must deny your objection. There is no contradiction here.
Oh.
No contradiction, other than the fact that a Far Eastern lawyer is practicing in a British courtroom.
Put there by a not so far away Lord Chief Justice, if you remember. Okay, so I gotta remember that other clue too that Ryunosuke and Suzuto were talking about at the end, where they said like we have to present a clue that even Gina wouldn't know about. So which of these clues is something Gina wouldn't know about? Is it time, Mr. Sholmes, to do this? I'm stuck already. I don't even remember what this check is for. Oh, the steamship ticket. Oh, it looks like there's some sort of steamship ticket. Oh, there we go! The SS Grouse, first class cabin 001. Yokohama departure 11th of September, London arrival 1st of November. Ah, that's the boat that Professor Migatoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before, finally arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo? Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Yeah, we definitely had that. Okay, so there we go. That's the ship. Okay, so I guess the point is, there we go. It's not a gentleman's club, it's a ship. That's where the contradiction is. Why'd I go back? Okay, let's go.
Objection.
There we go. I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. Seriously? Is your mirror cracked or something? We're one and the same, Kazuma. Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called The Grouse? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October may not have been a gentleman's club at all.
You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force here, Counsel. Watch yourself. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it?
I'll tell you what it was. A steamship. You think it's a ship? I don't think, I know. I have the evidence to prove it, here.
Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not the least bit untrustworthy.
Oh, the other side. The other side, my lord.
Be more specific next time, God! What the devil is this? Ah, this would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse. Will you look at that?
Objection.
What is it, Kazuma? So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. What a coincidence. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port.
The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November. Ah!
The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, ew, that's not good. On the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on the clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Oh, that's not good. Come on, Minos, what do you got to say? Save me here. The fact that the steamship steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. Do I have anything?
In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on 31st of October.
Does that have to do with the passport, maybe? That's all I got. It's gotta be that, right? Like, I don't know if I'm just bad at remembering the little details and stuff of things, but did they say, when they were just talking about it, did they say, like, where it's going? Did they say it's going to France? I might have just missed it. I'm gonna take a gamble.
Take that!
There we go.
What's this, a passport for travel issued to the victim?
Wow, to think I just found that by luckily coming across the case and realizing I didn't investigate it yet. I could have gotten really stuck there if I didn't realize I hadn't inspected the case and just, you know, was looking for something I didn't have.
Dated 31st of October? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. Ah. Makes sense.
Order! Order!
Oh, you don't say it like the other judge does. You just say it boringly.
This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized.
The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France?
That would be the one.
What could possibly have taken the victim there?
He was investigating something or other. It said police business. Ha 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 ha! I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Thank you, bud. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? He probably looked at it already. You mean, you knew about this? Oh, music's getting intense. The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? Do tell, do tell. And now that you expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be.
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asagi?
A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
He's trying to expose the prosecution. The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? I wonder who? Who's in France? Because, Natsume went back to London. Went back to Japan. And, Hairbrain went to Germany. Is there somebody who fled to France?
Order, order! What on earth are you saying, counsel?
The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was invading the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. Oh dang, what? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was in fact acting for the Reaper. Yeah, we've kind of discovered that already, so... You're saying the mission he was undertaking was... obviously... an assassination. Ooh. He doesn't have a... Shin anymore. So maybe he had to carry it out himself. You know, it'd be wild if there's somebody higher up than Gregson who's, really in charge. We kind of said Gregson is the tactician, and obviously he works for the police. But what if, maybe Strongheart, for example, what if he's giving orders to the Reaper? Maybe he's, the ultimate authority. Or somebody even higher up than Gregson. Beric von Zykes never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice, but his accomplice is dead.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. I guess it's the first time hearing it. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be. I think you might have to accept it, Gina. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. I hate to admit it, but yeah. Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zykes. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. I'm gonna take my early guess and say it has something to do with Strongheart. Beric Van Zykes is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. That's my job. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, counsel?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Professor Mikotova and Judge Jigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard of it. I heard about it. What if he was going after somebody who was docked in France or something? I don't know. What do you gotta say, Cosmo? What's so funny? You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think, perhaps, you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. Oh, do you think it's Target, whoever was trying to killed him first? What? Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Ooh, okay. Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector Gina Lestrade. Eh? What? The victim's notebook they read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. Oh. Assassination targets? It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming, the boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time in Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. She's in denial. And testify again as representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't...
Do it! I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook.
Here we go. Another testimony that I hopefully don't botch up. Witness testimony. The Reaper's notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to those past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st of October. It said grouse for the place on that date. And then the name of the mark. Which was... There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or summit. Be honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. I hope so. I hope we find out that he's not involved, but it seems unlikely.
Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here.
I don't care. Suck it. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What can't I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. Ah, you're right. You're right, I hate to admit it.
So, who was to be this final mark?
Yes, that's what I want to know. Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October. Is it going to be the judge or Mikotoba? Hey, how do you read this then? I forgot how to read all of a sudden. Reading's still not her strong suit. That ain't the problem, right, Odo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. Oh, great. It's Japanese, probably. It's hard to read. So it's someone from overseas? Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro. I had a feeling. Seishiro, is it? Because we know he went missing for like a while. I had said he might be dead. Yeah, Seishiro. Jigokyu. Maybe, something like that. What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku? But that's... Judge Jigoku. That's the guy. So why would the Reaper be after him?
Seishiro Jigoku? Certainly not an English name, you're right.
But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku. And I saw him the day before yesterday. Here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Yes, that's the point. He was going to, but then he was killed first. I feel like that might make Judge Jigoku himself a more likely suspect, you would think. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and returned to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake. So he killed the inspector. Personally. Oh, okay, you're saying that... Okay. You're not saying that he failed because his target killed him. You're just saying he failed, came back, and then the Reaper, you know, because he failed, took him out. The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Vedek von Zykes.
It's an undeniably logical argument.
Kazuma. What the hell, man? You planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it.
Who was that? That Stronghart or Van Zykes? There he is. I came with my hallowed chalice. Oh, I'm not used to seeing that from this angle. All of you, look at my boots. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice while I stand accused of murder. You're excused. Lord Van Zykes? The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. Smash! That girl is no detective. Yeah, what? No, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector. Take that. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. She's an apprentice. Cut her some slack. That's not testimony, it's practically a script. No doubt the rest of the trial will go exactly as you clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure, I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. You think this is like a revenge thing? But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say? Wanna fight, bruh? Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance. My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness.
Very well, I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination.
Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality.
Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately.
Slap those cheeks. At once, my lord. Ow, that hurt.